What's up everybody, Pete with Auto Repair Tips. I'm not sure if you recognize this car or not, but a few videos back we diagnosed and repaired an O2 sensor that was bad on this thing. And before I went to deliver it, guy called me back up and said he wanted to do some maintenance on it. He wanted to throw some front struts on. So in this video, we're going to throw some front struts on an 07 Dodge Caliper. This is something you can do at home. The skill level is probably going to be somewhere about a 2 or a 1. Biggest concern is, like always, if you're jacking the car up, just be safe, use jack stands. Don't do like my son-in-law does. He'll jack a car up. Matter of fact, I watch him jack a Jeep up, no jack stands, climb under the vehicle and beat the hell out of it trying to get the, I think, a tie rod end off or something he was working on. That's super dangerous. Don't do that. That's right, Nick, I'm talking to you. All right, guys, let's get into it. This is probably only about not even an hour job at home. All right, first thing we're going to do is, there's a bracket right here that holds your brake lines on, and it's held on with a couple of 13s. Just take them off. Lay them aside. There's your brake line, there's your wheel speed sensor right here. Next thing we're going to do is, there's a sway bar link that has to come off. And believe it or not, I normally spray it down with some kind of lubricant or something to get it out, but I am totally out. I don't have any at all, and sometimes it's a pain in the butt to do it like this, but I think we got lucky. Got majorly lucky, actually. If you do have some kind of like penetrating oil or something, definitely squirt it on there. It makes the job a lot easier, because you're not normally that lucky when you're doing this. So, a few little tips along the way when you're doing this. I am using air tools. You can do it with hand tools at home. When you take the nut off, bring it all the way to the end, leave it flush. There's a spline on the back side over here that you're going to have to knock out. You're going to have to hit it with some force. It's not going to come out if you don't. Now what I normally do is, once I take the top one out, I like to keep the nuts and the bolt together. Once I get the top bolt out, I'll take a punch like this, slide it through the hole, kind of holds it in place from just falling down on you. All right, once I get it out like that, this is ready to come down. I'll jump up to the top and I'll take the 3 nuts off that are holding it on the top. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking they were a 13. They are a 15. Same thing with these. When you take them off, don't take them off all the way, because when you do, it's going to fall. It's better let it go down easy than it is super hard. Now the new strut should come with new bolts, but save these just in case it don't. This is kind of why I throw a punch in there, because when I let go of the top, it falls. This is not falling all over the place. And I guess if you went and took the top out first, then came down to the bottom, you still want something to stabilize it, because when you knock the bolts out, it's just gonna fall everywhere. But it makes the job a lot easier. You can grab onto it, pick it up, down, whatever you want to do, and pull it out. So believe it or not, Napa had the best price on these struts. Part number is a LS57176. If you go to look it up, check them out. They're not sponsoring this video. I just bought the struts because they were the best price with the best quality. And there is a right and a left. Make sure you check it out before you bolt it up and put the right one on the correct side, simply because if you do, you won't get your brake lines or your wheel speed sensor hooked up correctly. Get your alignment pin, pick it up, slide it in. And you got it in place. Once you got your pin in place, I always put it in the top and I put the bottom in first, just kind of habit on some of these cars like this. Make sure that when you put the bolt in, you put it back in the same way you took it out. You're gonna have to tap it in. We're finally getting into summer around here. It was almost 80 degrees this weekend, and the honeydew list is already starting to grow. Anybody got any big plans for the summer? Any major vacations this year? I know my cousin has been battling cancer. She wants to go to Florida and do some sightseeing down there once she's all done with the rest of her chemo. She just had her surgery. So when I had talked about a few videos back, she had breast cancer, and they think they got it all out. They had her operation just weekend and it went out pretty good. But once she's all cured and she's ready to roll, we're gonna go all together on a trip to Florida somewhere. The next thing we're going to do is take the sway bar link and get it in. If you can't do this at home because of whatever reason, you can always put a jack and just jack it just a little bit. But this suspension here is not too tight. It's not too bad, so I can get it in myself like this. Some suspensions you can't pick up and down like that. There is an Allen head in here, and I did have one just in case I needed it. It would fit in here like this if that nut was a spin, and then you could break it loose this way. But again, I got super lucky in that. I did not have to do that. Last thing to do is tighten up the 3 bolts on top. Trying to hold the camera and do this, a little bit of a chore. And just like that, this job is done. It took me about 15 minutes of work time, actual work time, to do it. I think I spent more time moving the camera around than I did actually doing the job. If you're doing it at home, just allot yourself about an hour. Just, you know, especially if you've never done one, move a little bit slower, pay attention to what you're doing. And like I said earlier, if you're jacking it up, use jack stands. Just always be smart when you're at home. All right, that is it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.